Come on, give it to me. Oh no, don't give me that. I do not need that. Now on Toxicroaks. So yeah, that lets me know the other day when I gained 3 pounds back. It's more likely because I didn't eat at all that day until way later. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, cause I was like that. I thought, why I'm still gaining weight if I skip meals, but it was stress too. Yep. Yep. The doctor said I developed body dysmorphia. I have it all. PTSD, depression, anxiety, and I don't sleep well. Damn. Like, you have my utmost condolences on that. Yeah, I mean, like, I suffer from, well, for me, because, I don't know, I think for me, my insomnia is mostly caused because I'm a mother now. So a lot of times, my focus is on my son. And then once he's asleep, then I'm like, okay, now I can get some things done. So usually that consists of me being up late, you know, cleaning up, you know, watching TV, like doing the things that wasn't really able to do with him being all up under me in most cases. But I think I'm starting to get that a little bit under control with him now, because I'm just like, mommy got things to do today. I'm like, here's your little toddler tablet. I need you to go in here and watch these cartoons, play with these toys, whatever. I gotta go over here and do this. I'll holler at you, son, in a few hours. In between, you know, making his meals and stuff like that. And occasionally, you know, when he calls me for stuff. And then me potty training him. So yeah, I think that's what caused a lot of my insomnia. And not just really having a sleep schedule. Like, you know, like let's say for example, you know, having like a time frame where I need to be in the bed. Because my goal, this is what I told myself I wanted to do. For this week, I try to get up at 6 o'clock every single morning. I have yet been able to do that. That alarm goes off at 6 a.m. And it's just like, nah, fam. This is not happening. You know, 6 a.m. thing is not happening yet. The struggle has been really real. Rob Beauty says, but your body needs nutrients. Even if you skip meals, make sure you take your vitamins and at least have a shake or something and a piece of fruit. Right. Yeah, and when I did eat, it was later in the day and it was a big meal. And it's not good to have a huge meal so close before bed. Gaming Horse says, when my son was a baby, I would never sleep. LOL. I was checking to make sure he was breathing whenever he went to sleep, right? I'm not going to lie to you. I did that like the first month. I did that the first month. Well, no, I did that. No, I take it back. When my son was a newborn, I did that. I would check like 3 times at least. Make sure he, you know, make sure he was good. But then after that, I'm like, alright, cool. Let me take my butt off in here and go to sleep. I could never sleep while he was asleep. Child. Once my son got up into like the 3-month, 6-month mark, shoot. I'm like, okay, son, it's time to go. It's time to take a nap. Let's take a nap. When that boy was asleep, I took my butt to sleep because I already knew what time it was. But yeah, but like during that time period, see, like, and there's a lot of mothers that go through like the same thing. Like during that time period when your baby is asleep, to us in our heads we're just like, okay, I'm gonna get the laundry done, I'm gonna make dinner, I'm gonna do all these different things, yeah. And then right when after you get all that done and you try to lay down and take a nap, then that's when the baby wake up. So I learned from that early. I'm just like, nope, let me take my ass in here and try to sleep. Even if I'm not sleepy, I lay down and I, you know, rested. Boop, boop, boop. Game horse, and now I want him to sleep. Yeah, see, my son right now is acting like he don't want to take naps anymore. So my 3-year-old is in that phase of what is a nap? He's not trying to take naps anymore. So I'm like, all right, I'm over it. But then there are random times where, like, for long periods of time, if I don't hear anything from him, I just check. Like, this boy is on the floor, passed out, holding on to my Snorlax with the blanket perfectly over him. I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna move you, because he knows to get off into the bed. Like, he has a toddler bed now. Well, not a toddler bed. I got a twin bed that will last. I'm not a morning girl. Yeah, I don't think any real normal person is really a normal morning person. My mornings are 12 noon. Right, that part, Rock Beauty. But see, me, I wake up around the time usually when my son wakes up, and as of late, he's been waking up around about, on a good day, depending on how late he stays up, he'll wake up around like 11 a.m., 10:30-ish, but at the very earliest as to, why, son, why did you wake up this early? The earliest that my son has ever woken up is like 7 o'clock in the morning. Gaming Horse says, once he's past the age and the risk of SIDS, I started to nap a little more. Rock Beater says, yep, because you doing a 12-hour shift. You better take a nap when you can, Ella. For real. So, you know what I also do now? So, let's say, for example, if I did stay up late or stay up until, like, the sun is looking at me, like, why are we here? You know? And my husband's looking at me because he's going to work, and now I'm just now going to sleep. But I know in 30 minutes or less my son is about to wake up. So in the case, what I've started doing when those random occurrences would happen like that, I would get DJ up, I would do his breakfast, I would literally put my son in the bed with me while he's on his tablet, and then I'll be like, DJ, let me know you got potty, and he'll be like, mama, potty. I'm like, all right, let's go potty. You know, I would still wake up to make sure that he ate, if nothing else. You know, I always made sure that my son is good at all times, regardless of what it is that I'm doing. Right? And then and then I'll get back in the bed and go sleep. So that's what I've been doing as of late with him. If I have one of those moments where I literally stayed up to see the sun the next day. Which in this case I kind of have since this Pokemon game came out. Well, actually, no, I take it back. I've been getting into bed at least about 2 a.m. and still waking up at around about 10:30-ish. So I take it back. Sid, sudden infant death syndrome. They scared the hell out of me when they told me about that. Yeah. Yep, it is. But just really what it is, just making sure that you really got a good mattress for your babies and stuff like that. But shoot, DJ though, once he got out of the swallowing phase, shoot, that boy was laying on his stomach, his back, his side. You know, and of course I was still going there randomly checking on him. You know, doing the motherly thing like you were doing, to making sure he was still breathing and stuff, because, yeah, of SIDS. So I was just like, I wonder why I always get up around the same time, the witching hour, lol. I get up at 3 a.m. no matter what time. I sleep if I sleep at 11. If I sleep at 11 till be restless sleep, and then I still wake up at 3, walk my dog, then mindlessly scroll on Facebook for like an hour. Right, yep. He never liked sleeping in the crib. Child, That was the one thing that I'm grateful for that I didn't do with my son. My son was not sleeping with me at all. Now don't get me wrong, there was a couple of times where we like take some naps together, but that's like when he got older. But even then, I made it a point to put him in his crib. Put him in his crib. Because what I didn't want to happen, him getting older and being dependent, and then, you know, me and my husband trying to, you know, have husband and wife time, if you know what I mean. Guts. And him like, no, I want to sleep in here. Like, nope. I nipped that in the bud really early. Gaming Horse said, waste of my money. He wouldn't even touch it. I'll be like, psh, I'm like, get your ass in this crib, boy. I'm the same way. Afternoon, I'm up, even if I go to bed late. Yep. But I ain't gonna lie, like, because right now I'm feeling a little bit tired. At some point, you probably gonna see me stop moving. You're like, did this child fall asleep? I'm like, yo, had to get that quick cat nap in. I'm good, y'all, I'm good. Let's see. Without crying, I hated the cry. It drove me nuts. Yep, girl, you gotta let them cry. Like, after you check up on them, you know, let's say you do I had the 1, 2, 3 rule. That first cry, go in there, make sure you're good, whatever. Calm down, start back crying again, check on again, make sure you ain't bust his head or nothing. Third cry, check one more time. If I did check a third time, and I'm like, nah fam, you about to cry. Because they gotta learn how to self-soothe without you. Because let's say like they're out in another setting. Let's say they're at daycare or school, and it's sleepy time wherever they may be, or they're staying at a parent's your parents' house, or whomever is keeping your child, right? They got to be able to self-soothe themselves when they're not around you. So I'm not gonna lie, for a little bit I did that, where I would go back and forth every single time he would cry. The child, after a while, I'm like, yo, this shit getting old. You know, they'll cry for like 10-15 minutes, maybe 20. 30 is kind of pushing it. But then in that case, I'd be like, all right, do I need to feed you, change you? Oh yeah, you good on all those ends, and you ain't got no colic or nothing. All right, bye. I just let them cry. Turn the baby monitor off. I just let them cry, and I took my ass to sleep. And then eventually they'll go to sleep too. They'll find some type of coping mechanism to where they'll self-soothe and go to sleep. So for DJ, for him, it was, you know, his Paw Patrol blanket and my Snorlax that he kidnapped from me. So the Snorlax, obviously, because way before I even had him, I used to sleep with that Snorlax. So it has my, you know, my pheromones, my essence, my scent on that on the plushie. So he still to this day sleeps with at least Snorlax. He's over the blanket, the Paw Patrol blanket, but he still sleeps with Snorlax. See, not even to hang out while he was awake. Guts on the island, can't come on this boat, child. Right, for real. I'm like, psh, bet chick, child. And see, now that he's a little bit older, what it is now, what I'm dealing with now with him, is him not wanting to go to sleep when it's sleepy time. So he'll run around the house. And I'll entertain him for a bit. I'll chase him around the house. I'll be like, come on, you know it's sleepy time. So he'll run around the house. He'll go to, because right now my sister-in-law has been staying with us for a bit. Like, he'll run in the living room to her, talk about, help me. I'm like, Might get your, like, he'll climb up in her lap, get under the covers and hide. And I'll be like, where's DJ? And the only reason why I entertain that is because I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. I used to do that all the time as a kid. So, you know, I can't be too harsh on them on that end, because I did the same thing. I didn't want to go to sleep. So I'll entertain it for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll be like, alright, time for bed. You messing up my adult time. Let's hit it. Trying to get that quality time in with daddy. Shh. Shoot, you a lot more, you know, a lot more than I did. I had my son at the time. I was living with my mom and grandmother, and I would always get told off whenever he would cry. So I was always in the habit of trying to soothe him when the crying happened. Oh, I see. So, I mean, you know, hey, different strokes, different methods for different folks. It seemed like your parents were more the coddling type. Me, no, not some, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I nurture my child when he needs it. You know what I'm saying? I give him that motherly, what he needs, if he needs it, and when he needs it. But at some point, you know, you gotta kind of pull back, and then, you know, let your child be somewhat independent. Like, prime example, like my 3-year-old, if I give him his tablet, turn on his cartoons sometime, depending on if I had spent enough time with him or not, he'll be Gucci for a few hours. And then the only time when he'll call me, like I said, he'd be like, Mommy, ABCs, like, you know, for me to change his program that he's watching. Or if he messed up on something on his tablet, he'll have me to fix it. Or he'll be like, he'll give me his little cup and stuff, which lets me know that he's hungry, thirsty, whatever. But the last couple of days, he's been on one to be all up under me. And I'm like, nah, son. I'm like, you can sit right here in this chair right next to me while mommy edit these videos for YouTube, but you're not about to be sitting in my lap all day. True, my mom would babysit my cousin, and you can't fool my mom with that fake crying. Right, my son does a lot of that too. He does a lot of fake crying. So incoming, when your baby becomes a toddler, if they're not already a toddler, gaming hoarder, whoo, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of temper tantrums and fake crying. So when my aunt come, he won't cry, and then when he comes home, he cry. Yeah, that's something that I'm nipping in the bud right now, because when he's at my mother-in-law's house and my mom's house, this boy be on his best behavior, you know what I'm saying, eating all the fruits and vegetables, but then want to give me and my husband a hard time. And I'll sit there and I'll look at him, I'm like, and I have I have the belt right in my hand looking at him like, you are very smart and intelligent and you know exactly what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I'm like, you need to sit there and eat or you ain't gonna get no chips. You ain't gonna get nothing. So, yeah, like your kids, they'll try you. They'll definitely try you. My environment was too toxic for me to really do anything the right way. I was busy trying to, yeah, I get it. I get it. You good. Kids, they think they slick, for real. Well, it wasn't so much that they were coddlers. Me and him were an inconvenience to them and their peace, so I never really got to enjoy the Oh, he's 8 years old? Oh, shh. LOL. He grown. He about to get a job. Heard them Chinese sweatshops were hiring. LOL, joking. Nah, for real. I'll be like, hey, I need you to pay me back for all these blocks and toys I done bought you and that you never played with, but you want to go over here and play with these damn Amazon boxes. I'm like, ain't this about it? Yep, they laughing. Like, damn, mom caught me. Exactly. He knows what he be doing. Look. DJ knows what he be doing. Whew. Alright, let's progress the story a bit. Alright, where did I need to go to? I need to investigate that camp. That's where I needed to go to. Even though I already know the camp they're talking about because I've already been over there. Oh, you know what I didn't do, y'all? I didn't put up these materials I've had gathered so far. Do that real quick. Alright, for the sake of the moment, move all the stuff over. Alright, cool. Let's do that. And then, yeah, we had found some stuff. Oh, looks like I haven't lost any satchels yet. Let me knock on this wood. Alright, cool. Put this up. You ain't gonna get my candy. You ain't gonna get my candy. What? Okay, that was weird. Alright, save. Yeet. Wait, did I rest, y'all? I don't remember resting. Let's rest. Game Hoarder said, I really enjoyed your stream. Wanted to let you know. Thank you, Game. Gaming Hoarder. The game won't let me go forge because they want me to battle. Yeah, yeah, TheGamingDiva is the best. She's be having that mom wisdom. Yeah, I needed that 8 years ago. For real. at Rock Beach. Well, the only reason why I know a bunch of stuff is, one, I helped raise my brother. You know, my brother has autism. He can't, you know, take care of himself now in his adult age. So between help raising my brother and my mother imparting her wisdom on me as far as giving me suggestions on what I could do. So I had help. But you know, moms do what they can. It's like getting into a job that was that you was never prepared for. All you can do is your best, and you're gonna make a mistake, but it's how you adapt and move forward. Exactly. It's a blessing to have help and good parents. Well, like, you know, single mother. I grew up in a single mother household. I did have my father at some point, but that was like when I was a baby. But yeah, single mother home for the most part. Watching her do the best she could and struggling to take care of me and Paul. Or Paul and I, sorry. So, yeah. I learned a lot. I seen a lot, learned a lot. And not only just from her, but I was always that type of person to try to learn from other people's mistakes. That's not to say that I'm perfect. I'm far from, you know, perfect person, perfect mother, perfect human being. But if I can avoid pitfalls, then yeah, by all means. Or even role models. Yep, my mom was a single mother. She said my mom was a something. I'm sorry to laugh on that part, but it's just how you wrote it and how I'm reading it. But yeah, that's, yeah, like I said, everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has their own unique stories to tell, most definitely. LOL. And she did the best, because, and my grandmom too. Yep, they did. Like it took like some old school methods. Like I remember when I got my son circumcised, and you know, he had the plastic ring on him. But you know, back in the day, they'll tell you, you know, keep it clean, put petroleum jelly on it, you know, da 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 da. And so when my mom told me about the petroleum jelly, I was like, no, I'm not putting that on there. And she was like, you do that? Like, trust me, me and my mom bumped heads a lot when it came to my son, because she wanted me to do the things exactly how she did with me and Paul. Like, prime example, the Orajel, right? So back then, the Orajel that they used for our gums was, I guess, safe. But now pediatricians, they don't recommend, you know, or most pediatricians, they're like, nah, don't put that stuff. You know, just let them tough it out with the ice. And but what I did do though, I took some whiskey, some Disaronno, and rubbed it on his gums. I did do that. That was one old school tactic I did do. I'm like, here, boy, numb this down. Get you some of this slit smoked liquor now. I'm just playing, y'all. But that was one old school thing I did do. And the other thing too is what I was telling my mom. I said, Mom, not only are the doctors saying or advising not to use, it's because too, they hardly really made it anymore, and it was hard to find on the shelf. So during that time period when DJ was crying, and my mom was over here, she was like, oh my God, yeah. And I was just like, he's okay. I'm like, he is okay. So like me and her would get off into it a lot about that. And I was just like, this is my son, madam. I mean, I did like I took a lot of her advice and tips for a DJ when it came to a lot of things. But then when there was like my doctor in particular that was telling me no, not to do that, I listened to my doctor and I told her, I said, ma'am, I said things are different now from when me and Paul were babies.